Hello, this is Reverend Chris Wilson from St. Andrew Christian Church, and here to talk about the September sermon for this coming Sunday. We'll be in the second week of September, of the second Sunday of September. Our theme for the month is Joining the Brave Journey, which is our stewardship focus for the month. And each of the Sundays of September, looking at a different road that we're called to travel on to be a part of this journey. Last week, we looked at the Damascus Road of Awakening. And this week we were looking at the Jerusalem Road of Commitment. There is a verse in the Gospel of Luke. It's a very poignant place in Luke where it says that Jesus turned his face towards Jerusalem. It's in chapter 9, and there's 20 plus chapters in Luke. And so it's not even at the halfway point in Luke when we have this verse of chapter 9, verse 51, where he says, Jesus turned his face to Jerusalem. What happens in the final days of Jesus' life doesn't come without forethought on Jesus' mind. Is at some point I will be in Jerusalem, and it'll be one of the most difficult periods of my life. And I have to make the decision, do I make this journey or do I avoid this journey? And knowing that he must face the powers and principalities of his day, he chooses to make that path. And for several chapters, he continues in Galilee and places outside of Jerusalem. And he makes this firm decision that this is something significant in my life I need to do. I'm not going to back away from what's most important, even though it might generate fear or hesitation or anxiety or whatever it might be. The commitment is, I believe in this enough, even if it's hard. And I think generosity can function in a lot of the same ways. We can say, well, I'll be generous if I get around to it. Or we make a decision early on that generosity is just part of the fabric of who I am. I make the commitment that generosity in the ways I'm generous is a byproduct of who I am, the makeup of who I am, and stands for what I believe in. And so we will look at that notion of the Jerusalem Road of Commitment. Long before we ever get to the destination, we're saying, and on this journey, this is already a part of my life. And so we'll look at that dimension of stewardship this week. So I hope you'll join us on this second Sunday of September, the Jerusalem Road of Commitment, as we all are being invited to be a part of joining the brave journey. So I hope you'll join us on Sunday morning.